Hello. For those of you who have actually watched the intro video to this channel, yeah, very important. I talk a little bit about how shadowing opportunities in the industry are pretty rare. And I'd like to try and help with that in any way that I can, really. Access to this information isn't easy to come by, except in the form of YouTube, where there's a lot of information and it can be super overwhelming. And not everyone that's giving the information understands the information. And not everyone that's giving the information has 15 years of experience working in recording studios and with bands, and has mixed stuff that has ended up on the radio and has been in the studio with artists that have been, at the top of the charts, and other really good stuff that I've been super, super, super lucky to be part of. So today we're going to work on, and I apologize for the vocals, one of my tracks, but basically the reason why we're going to work on a song that I've written is because I can use it and I don't need to worry about licensing or whatever like I do with someone else's work. Like the videos coming out at the same time that they release their single, stuff like that. It can be a bit awkward maybe. The other thing is I've made it all inside a DAW on an Audient interface with a DI on my guitar, which is a Fender, but it's not an expensive one, and a load of plugins. So I feel like that's super achievable. I'm not going to do this one with stock plugins. I might use some stock plugins and I might use some free plugins. I'm just going to do it. Anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to pretend that someone has sent me this, and this is how I open it up and how I would like take it from where it is to where it needs to be. And we're going to just go through that process. So let's jump right in, guys. Mix. Here we are. That was easy. So the first thing that I do is I open it, obviously. Here we go. And then I will go to Project Alternatives, New Alternative, and then this artist is EFT. Oh, no. What's happening there? That's not right. Where are all those space codes? So the artist is EFT, which is kind of like loosely an artist name that I'm hoping to use one day. Eddie from Tekken. Very good. Mate Robbie came up with that. Very, very good. EFT, this is called 5, this song. It's not really. It's just the 5th one that I did in that week or something. It's called KC, and we'll call this ER. So we can save that, and now anything that I do, I can go back, whatever, and then the New Alternative, see, it's put in that number there for me, number 1 sequential. So we're on there. I've already done this because I like to keep my hard drives empty as possible. But you go over to the project bin here and you just do Shift U. I've got a video on this somewhere. It's on my website maybe. And then you delete all the unused audio files. And now you have a smaller session, which is great, isn't it? And then the next thing that I'll do is I will just have a listen. So there's loads of plugins on here. I have all of them, funnily enough, because I did this. And I'll have a little listen through to the song and just check what's going on with the labeling and just check what's, is it any good? Which it might not be because I made it. Cool. Okay, so though that's the sound of my voice singing very, very deep. That's probably the best I can do as a singer. But I really like this. I like the guitar parts I've done. I don't actually feel super connected to this piece of music because I wrote it so long ago. But that's a pretty cool like pop punk lead line. It's definitely got like loads of clear influences from bands I like Menzingers and yeah, just loads of like punk rock, pop punk stuff. So you can see there I was relabeling some of the guitar tracks, and I don't know what these are. Okay, so this is like guitar left extra distortion just for the choruses. So that's fine. They're the leads. And then I don't know what these are. They're all muted. So to be honest, if someone sent me a track, would I even unmute it to listen? I might. I can't believe. I've stitched myself right up there. I had no idea what they were. Let's see how bad that is in the song. Yeah, so turn them off, put them in the bin forever. She's like, oh my God, they're embarrassing. So anyway, yeah, this is like your, hopefully it's a bit like you're shadowing in a studio. This is what we've done. We've listened. Luckily, whoever sent me this track has done their whole like arrangement. Yeah. So we've got intro, verse 1A, verse 1B, chorus 1A, chorus 1B, post, verse 2. It's cool. You'll notice that the second verse is slightly shorter. Wow. Just to keep things interesting as the song progresses. Whew. Chorus 2 from the bridge. Yeah. I mean, it's still changing every 8 bars. It's pretty bad, but there you go. And then we've got these fake drums here. So the next thing I would do is, what's happened? Why aren't these showing up? That was weird. Okay. So we get rid of all these. Don't need all of that in there. And I mean, lead vocals for me are usually just the brightest color, which happens to be this in Logic. And then these guitars, these are all going to be green. And then there's a couple of leads. Oh, these are the guitar leads here. So they're going to be the brightest color, green. Then these are just extras, so I can make them a slightly different. This is so exciting, isn't it? Bass, purple, deep purple, obviously. Just like, obviously it's purple, deep purple. Say it again. And drums, orange. Because I used to work at a studio where the kit was orange. It's exciting stuff. And percussion's yellow. Bang. Now that kind of looks like one of my productions, one of my mixes. So there's some extra vocal stuff over here. What's that? That's probably me trying stuff out. Yeah. Wow. Don't need any of that. So now I guess the next thing that I would do really is I'd check the gain staging. It's probably going to be fine. Because I produced it and it's all built into my templates. But let's just see if I take everything off the master boards. Yeah, so we're just about okay on that. There's a really quick way of doing this, which is I have a preset on the gain plugin. So go to utility, and then it's going to automatically open with a 2 dB gain dip. And I could set that to -3, -6, -12, whatever, and then save that as the preset. And then when I open it up on every channel, I don't even have to touch the faders. Do you know what I mean? But 2 dB on every channel has given us some room there. So I guess the next thing we need to think about is balance. balance is going to be the key to getting this to sound a little bit better. I think that the vocals are a little bit quiet. I am mixing on these headphones, and vocals generally do need to be a little bit quiet on these headphones to sit right on speakers. So, but let's see what we got. We've got the intro vocal. We've got this vocal, which I guess is the main vocal. Casey, you're killing me. Why can't we just... That feels quite dark as well. This one, even darker. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. Give it a rest and share. Yeah. I have no idea what key that's set to, if it's right or not. And then I guess we have a double of that. You see, you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. That tuning isn't helping anything. It's actually dragging it the wrong way. Woo! I could not hear that in there. I remember doing that anyway. That is so dumb. Right, okay. So let's leave that. I'm trying to not worry about things at all. Let's just leave everything as it was. Let's put these into a bus and call it lead, vox, chorus. And I think it's a little bit dark. You see, you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. I mean, it's not really, but let's just stick. I like this plugin a lot. In fact, let's use a free one, because this one's really good as well. It's by Audio Analog Obsession. Yeah, here we go. You see, you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. Give it a rest and share. Let's just treat this like it's a vocal bus as well. So let's get another free plugin, which is well good. Do a bit of compression just to catch the tiniest peaks. Let's put it on like, I don't know, 4:1. From practice, I know that if I set this compressor to sort of be on like 2:1 or 4:1, and I set the threshold at -12, and then on my last chorus, when I've got all the vocals playing at once, I'm getting a little bit of compression, I know that that hits my mix bus in a way that I like. So. Your friends are like my enemies. Give it a rest and share. Your friends are like my enemy. Cool. I think we can tidy that up a little bit more. So we're going to. Why don't we use? Let's use this API channel thing. Bit more saturation. I mean, more saturation, more distortion on this thing. We can put high pass in. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. Give it a rest and share. You see, you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. Give it a rest and share. Cool. So if we A/B that is going to be like, well, we've brought the vocal forward a lot. You see, you're killing me. Why can't we just Cool. So at this point, I might set up my master bus, which I would normally have in a template, but I'm not going to get into all of that for this. I'm going to try and keep this video short and sweet. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that looks set pretty good. I'm not going to use my hardware just because of routing and stuff. So let's stick on. In fact, let's just. What am I going to use? I'm going to use oxygen inflator. Always use that. It's banging. Let's use this as the drum bus compressor. And let's set this to VCA. 0 link. Don't need it. 4:1. Yeah. Slow attack. Yeah. Fast release. Yeah. Soft. No. Nivea. Yeah. Let the low end through. Feedback. Feed forward. Don't know. Let's listen. Cool, yeah, so a couple of EQ changes there. I really like pushing 1.5K on a mix bus. Tucking 500, boosting low end. It felt like it was getting too spitty by adding the top end in, so I didn't. I've done this post bus compression as well, and that is generally because sometimes bus compression can make things a little bit more muddy. And yeah, that's how it is in my rack as well. It goes compressor and EQ. Oh yeah, I don't know if that's right or wrong. Anyway, next, let's stick on. I really like this standard clip thing. Put it on Soft Clip Pro, and you'll see what I'm going to do. Cool, so that I brought it up to the point where it started clipping, like the odd transient, and then I've backed it off until the point it isn't. And it's kind of the same here with the compression. There's some bits of the vocal which are pushing the compressor to work, but really it's off most of the time. And that's because everything's going to get louder as I mix into it. So that's good. Let's stick oxygen inflator on, and this is where things might get a little bit crazy, guys. Hold on to your hats, guys. Well, it's set on 50%. So let's just see if that sounds good. Just makes it sound huge. I don't know if I can leave it on 80%. Can I? Yeah. I mean, if it sounds good, it is good. So let's just check. Again, just setting this so that the meter looks like it might, on the loudest part of the song, it might go over, and then you put the clip button on and it will clip those. Again, just backing it off. I'm just going to leave it up there. I'll probably come back and change that later, but it just making it sound huge. So just do it, innit? It's pretty low stakes for me, this, because A, it's a YouTube video, and B, it's my song. If this was a client's music, I might feel more inclined. I don't know what all these things are, but I don't really use them anymore. Let's turn these on because I do use those sometimes, and then let's get rid of, remove bypass plugins, remove empty insert slots. You can do it. Great. And then let's see what this is saying now. Cool, this is the frequency curve of a Menzinger's album. I've got too much mid-range. It's probably because I've over-brightened the vocals. The headphones I'm working on are pretty dark, so I have to go back and change that. Now I've added some EQ to the mix bus and all that. But yeah, and then I was just sweeping around there. The fundamental of the kick is down here, which is what, like 60 hertz or something, and then the fundamental of the snares at like 200. So I know that my bass can live in between there pretty happily. Yeah, let's have a crack. Let's maybe turn the vocals down, maybe affect this a little bit more as well. I really want the guitars to be less muddy. So I'm going to just group them into, we've got this chorus rhythm. So guitar, chorus, rhythm. And a good tool for that is always an API EQ. It basically works 100% of the time, 50% of the time. Start recording again. Okay. Okay, so if I'm listening to the levels, like I don't really have a problem with any of the levels. But let's just try doing a cheeky little rebalance on stuff. It just sounds like the vocals are too bright. So let's just get back to where we were with the vocal. I'll take off this. We'll just leave the compression and that slight tweak of the 240 hertz. Cool, that's interesting. So the bass, I want more out of it, but it's too much when I boost it. So that means there's a problem with the EQ, and I am going to fix that. Let's just use, I think bass is a really tricky one for people, so let's do it with a Pro Q so you can see what I'm looking at. Cool, so I like what that's doing, but you'll notice that when there's certain notes happening on the bass, it the mid-range boost sounds good, and other times it's wrong. So we will just duplicate it, and we will create a parallel distortion like so. I do this all the time. Decapitator. You just have to be careful with the phase. So you'll see that I put the saturation on before and then did the EQ, but the EQ is before the saturation in the chain. That's because I want the saturation to do the compression. So if I saturate it and then EQ it, then it's going to get more dynamic again. So need it like this, really. So let's just check the phase on that. There's way too much mid-range, so we'll mix that in, but... So yeah, I think that's flipped out of phase. Not great. So let's try a 6 dB per octave filter instead. That's definitely more phase coherent, so we'll leave that in like that, and then we'll mix it in so that the mid-range sounds good. Yeah, I'm kind of hearing that we could have more evenness. So what can work quite well is a free plugin, stick something like, I'm going to run out of time to get this sort of thing finished in this video, aren't I? But let's have a listen. Let's stick the thing on, just have a look at what's going on. See if we're messing up our low end. Something not right about this. And another really cool thing to do with your bass, if you want to get it like super gripped, is you use the old, like any sort of LA2A plugin. and just pin it. And then let's go to a held note. So we'll get a load of sustain, I believe. Well, the sustain's too good on this fake bass anyway, but maybe let's try putting less on there. But that as a parallel track works quite well. What's something else that I do? It's really handy. Like I'm trying to set the right level for this thing, but it's at -15. So let's just type in -15 on this and then set. Similar thing happening with this one. Just have way more control around unity gain for like fader levels, and when you get down to like -15, you move it a tiny bit and it moves a dB or two, whereas now I've got loads of control over those tiny little differences. Let's stick the vocal back in. I have grown, I haven't changed. Casey, you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. Give it a rest and share. Let's put the bass into a sum. Make sure it's mono. Another great thing on a bass is like tucking 240 hertz in. So I love this plugin, but even with auto gain compensation on, it adds 2 dB of gainish. So that's why my gain plugin is set to -2 now when it opens up automatically. Because I use this plugin all the time, and I just stick the gain plugin on afterwards, and then I don't have to I don't have to mess around with any of this other stuff. Right. So I've put it on full, and I'm just listening to how it shapes the transients. You'll notice the transients and the top end come through more on this. This has like a nice punchiness to it, or there's something going on there where the transients sound fat, but they're not like pokey. And then this is really softening them, and then this is just like caning them. So I'm going with this one. Sidechain the high pass filter so it's not really reacting to the low end. I'm probably not going to use any EQ. We can just check this. I don't think we need any more saturation. I probably could have started with this thing, used some of the EQ on it, used the parallel compression in it with this mix knob, and then I wouldn't have even had to do all those other things probably. Changed. Casey, you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. to hear that the transients and the mid-range energy are tucked just behind the poke of the kick drum and just behind the guitars. That's where I want the bass. I want it like really in that pocket. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're just doing this, and then we're going to work on the drums a bit, and then we'll work on the guitars a bit. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah. I have grown, but I haven't changed. Casey, you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemy. Sometimes you just need to get your EQ from Sound Toys, because the mid-range on this thing is bad ass. Yeah, it's not necessarily about having the best tools, but the ones that work for you. I absolutely love the mid-range on that EQ. You'll often, when you're perusing my mixes, yeah, right. I will often, I was going to say you'll often see it on my mixes at the end of vocal chains, even after like delays and stuff. But no, I do use it there because I automate the vocal into the mix, and I get the balance like exactly where I want it. And then I'm like, ooh, maybe a cheeky bit of 1.5K or a cheeky 2.3 in there. And just like a dB or two of it can really help the vocal like just lock into the front of a mix. Boring, Ed. So let's have a little listen, because these drums are pretty pedestrian. Do you know what I would do? Is I'll do another one. So we've got the normal addictive drums, which is like the full kit, which is nice and polite. Then we've got addictive tubs, and we'll smash that up. And then we've got addictive cymbals. And the reason why it's called addictive is because it's addictive drums to the plugin, right? So in here, we can just go and grab. Oh, claps are nice. We don't need those. Just everything that isn't the kick and snare. Oh my God, I haven't done any MIDI, like velocity or groove work on these. That's something you should do. I should do a video on that. Anyway, so now we should just have this as big blown up kick and snare. Probably doesn't need to be that polite anymore. Cool. Let's mix that in. This one, let's just grab everything. There is a kick and snare, get rid of that. And then Another snare sample, but let's put a reverb on there. There's a free one. Let's use the free one. I love using the free stuff. Show people you're supposed to pay for this, or you can get the. You don't have to pay for it. Anyway, so go into room, and then it will be like wooden room. It's well good, this reverb for snare. And if you don't like that, you've got this 480 one. Yeah, let's use that one. In fact, let's see if there's, I mean, this song's pretty quick. Let's see if there's like a long 480. Large, long, no. What about plates? 480 fat plate. No. Where was it? Room. 480 short. Oh, Zepp room. So I'm using the keyboard to mute and unmute this track. And then setting the gain with this. Stick a bit of reverb on this. Yeah. Large wooden. Wow. I mean, jeez. Let's see. Oh, so I can press Shift M and that'll delete all of the. Okay, so this is just, let's try getting rid of the actual proper snare samples that sounds like a machine gun. Let's just get rid of them, and then. So that's too much. So let's turn them down. Probably why I didn't do it, because this kind of stuff takes ages if you're trying to get it to sound human. Just put some random stuff in there. I think we'll leave that. It's going to take me ages to do that. Cool. So that's all sounding a bit better. Your friends are like my enemies. Give it a rest, and share, yeah, 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 share, yeah, 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 share, yeah, 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 yeah. They see you killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies. Give it a rest, and share, yeah, 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 share, yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. It's not a Check the phase. Nice little bit of spread there.
It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them.
But let's do another one, and let's get a little bit of, you know, slap back. Let's do really obnoxious. Space Echo, 16th.
It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play them.
Yeah, cool.
It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play them. You know it's been so long since we belonged. It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play them. You know it's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play them.
Yeah, that needs loads more. I should record that in, so it should be. That would make this section swing a lot more. But there you go.
It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play them. You know it's been so. It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play.
Cool. Do just try and get this over the line a bit.
It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play them. You know it's been so long since we were.
When that comes in, it needs to bang. So, you know, automate it, innit?
But the way that you play them. You know it's been so long.
Oh, okie dokie. Let's see if we can put a ramp on it as well, so it sounds like a bit like wah.
But the way that you play them. You know it's been so long since we belonged.
Yeah, and I like that harmony. I didn't know I was capable of like that. Help other people write good harmonies, but
You know it's been so long.
Jesus.
You know it's been so long. You know it's been so long.
Yeah, let's get like a little shelf guy on there.
You know it's been so long. You know it's been so long.
What have I got on this one? Obviously hated that frequency. It's probably this 58 that it was tracked on.
You know it's been so long since we belonged. I don't know how we're gonna change things now. Yeah, you see you're killing me. Why can't we?
This, what's this? Is that crash down thingy? I put them in on downbeats. It's not doing anything. It's not doing anything. It's not doing out. Oh, it's on. Okay, it's pushed. That's why it says push on it. Okay, louder.
Change things now. Yeah, you see you're killing me.
Okay, 8 dB up was too much, funnily enough.
Change things now. Yeah, you see you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends are like my enemies.
What we got on here? A bit of EQ. Don't need that. Nice. Nice tone. Get a low shelf on the go. No. Make it super wide. I'm EQing them differently because I think they're on different pickups, but also because I want them to be wide. So making them the same won't keep them wide. Okay. I've got a video on how to do this. It's good. Watch it. Then we're going to do, I don't think they need any compression, but let's just check if we can get, what's on these? They're dry. Okay. Let's see if we can do lead guitar processing. And what might help, it's super, super dry. So let's just stick this on and let's see what we can do with the top and bottom end on it. Let's stick the gain plugin on. Oh, my dog's barking. Let's try making this proper wobbly as well. Let's compare that. Wait. Yeah, I prefer that. Let's see what's going on here. Lol. No, don't want that one. Not today. This is definitely API on guitars kind of vibe. it's not. It's one of these ones, isn't it? Another thing that you can do, which is supposedly bad but sounds rad, is mid-side EQ. Let's just push the boat out a bit here.
Remember, you can't get blamed for the things you haven't done.
Rock. Okay, so that does sound like it's cut off. And it is. Let's get a nice big thing going. Ooh.
Remember we were young. Remember we fell in love. Remember you can't get blamed for the things you haven't done.
Ugh, that delay is gnar.
Things you haven't done.
Lol. Maybe the stop is too bad. But that's okay. I can put it in, and then when I send it to the client, they'll be like, I hate the stop, or I love the stop. That is the benefit of collaborating. I have to try things so my clients get the benefit, because not every idea I have is amazing, but clients like a lot of them.
Remember we were young. Remember we fell in love. Remember you can't get blamed for the things you haven't done.
Okay, so let's mix this in. This does not need to be in the middle. And those ones do have to be in the middle. Let's just turn all that off. Then these chorus, they will have to be in the middle, but these can marry up with these and be. Let's try saturating these, getting the clips. Let's try compressing them instead. big old reverby snare stolen from Crystal Alg on there. And as ever, absolutely smash it. Let's double up these claps with something a bit fruity, maybe not all the way through, but I've got a new clap sample now from a mix I did. Very tight indeed. Well, that can't be right. That's too tight. So let's go to the quiet bit. And a really cool thing, if I can squeeze it into this video, is put a reverb on. Don't need any low-end information in it. Yeah. Don't need that much of it either. Like that. And then you use Devil Lock afterwards. Just on a little bit, and it will make the reverb rush up. Yeah. And what happens if we, whoops, definitely don't want to do that. Take that last one off this loop. Here. Yeah. So this is in the of course that is the out mark. And the intro is probably the in mark. No. See, because it's pushed. So I'd need to bounce on the bar from here probably. Call that in. Now when I show my thingy tracks, I can just go like this, press U, and I can bounce. That's the thing every time.
Cool. I think this sounds better.
It's not the things you say, more the way that you say 'em. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play 'em. You know it's been so long since we belonged, and I don't know how we're gonna change things now. Casey, you're killing me. Why can't we just admit defeat? Your friends
So it's just balancing that plugin. So annoying that it's got gain compensation, but it doesn't work. It still makes it louder. So annoying. And like the gain knob is all the way over here from the power button. It's like, what are you making me do? Do you know what I mean? I just want a big fat £90,000 console. Is that too much to ask? Really? No, to be fair, I do have a controller down here, which I do use for all the SSL plugins.
Friends are like my enemies.
The SEQ is a good candidate for this as well, for the low end. Might be a little bit more we can do here with the EQ. See what happens when we use a bit of this. Yeah, I have no idea when the yeah, I have no idea when this camera cut out. But let's just do a little bit more. I think what this mix needs is you go, I can do it on this one, I can do it on, yeah, so I just take, I'll do it on all the individual drums, but then all the rest of the ones that I've already grouped. Just a bit of reverb in it. Just a bit of reverb, mate. We're gonna use, let's just use whatever's there, whatever it is. Seventh Heaven, I like this one, and I like the room it opens up on. So let's call this reverb, funnily enough. And what this is going to do is going to help put everything in the same place. Yeah, let's do the intro vocal.
It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play them. It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them.
Could potentially do, no, we're not going to do any bass. No reverb on bass. Yeah, just adding a little bit of width to it. It's going to glue it to the vocal. If we just listen to that section with just these two things soloed, and I'll turn on and off that reverb.
It's not the things you say, more the way that you say them. It's not the games you play, but the way that you play them.
Cool.
It's not the things you say, the way that you say them.
Okay, it's running out of battery, the camera now, and this video is probably way too long. So that's where I'm calling it. That's it. I hope everything else recorded fine. Yeah, put a bit of reverb and everything at the end of your mix if you're lacking a bit of like glue and gloss. If you want to see me do any more to this mix, like finish it with automation and all that, leave it in the comments. Get the algorithm going for me. Like and subscribe. Help me out. Spread the word. And if you want to watch me work on some pop music or a different genre, just say, because I work on a few. All the best. Have a good day. Cheers then. Bye.